Disclaimer: following Micro on YouTube but not on Twitch is going to be considered as a massive offense to his person. Every single of the almost 20,000 Shaco maniacs are summoned to tune in Twitch, so we can enjoy Shaco live together. Not following these steps could leak into me, Micro, sneaking into your house at night and backstabbing your neck. Aloha guys, it's Shaco here, and today we are going to talk about a subject that has been around for actually many years or many months or many seasons, but it has never been as important as it is now, and which is all around how Shaco is on the current meta and what's the current role of Shaco in meta, if it's good, if it's bad. With the new appearance of a large mega threat on Riot community boards, a lot of people started talking about this new... Did the door just open by itself? Whatever. There's a whole thing talking about what's the current state of Shaco nowadays, if he's weak, if he's strong, because the fact is that, well, we all love Shaco. We Shaco players are kind of frustrated and aren't happy with him, and people that play against Shaco are frustrated when playing against him. So, as an overall, anyone is happy with Shaco, with the current state of Shaco. And well, there's a mega thread. I won't read all the mega thread because it would be too long. I put the link of the mega thread in here in the description of the video, so you can just click it and watch it by yourself. But I thought I had to give my opinion on this. Shakelon has talked about this, XJ has talked about this, Pingward, Chase, just every single relevant Shaco player has talked about this, and a lot of people is talking about this, so I thought it would be a good idea to upload a video talking of what I think about this. Now, my personal opinion is that I don't like Shaco that much in the current meta. I don't really like it, but not because I really want to fight for the old Shaco or Shaco revive for the win, but the rework just didn't work. It didn't work. The new Shaco sucks. I mean, we have to accept it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more now, but the overall feeling is that Shaco's always missing something. Like, it doesn't matter if you're playing it good or bad. And a stupid mistake that would be forgiven in another champion can throw a game if you're playing Shaco. So let's jump directly to that mega threat, to that suggested changes on that mega threat, and my opinion about them. Since my English, you know, my English is not the best. I try to improve my damn English, but I'm not English. I'm not from England. So I'm going to put subtitles here so you can understand me better, just in case that you don't understand something. Be sure to turn them on here. Activate them. Subtitles. Okay. Mega threat. Let's discuss Shaco. To begin with, I'm just going to tumble up for the just because they managed, they actually use that. I mean, they created that, and I'm happy. So let's do it. Hi everyone, it's been a while since the mega threat happened. Thought now is a good time as to bring up a topic of Shaco, the champion that has divided players for years. And instead of fixing this, his work has continued to divide the player base even further. I agree to this. Many players who made the champion have found themselves losing what made him feel fun, whereas those who play against him still find themselves frustrated. To this day, discussions pop up on the boards criticizing both of his rework and his win rate. Because of this, it might help to focus discussion on Shaco and generate workable feedback for Riot, as once hampered with the Rengar mega threat. Some rules, I guess, that just to be constructive and so. Assassin of Day, Shaco gameplay fantasy. Emphasis on mind games. I completely agree to that. Stealth, joking, and general slippery trickster behavior. This is the main point. I mean, I don't play Shaco for the burst. I mean, yeah, it's fun to burst people, but I don't play Shaco for the burst. I play Shaco because people get damn crazy when playing against Shaco. I love destroying enemy mines. I know that this sounds damn evil, but when I play Shaco, I don't play Shaco to one shot. If I wanted to do one shot, I would play LeBlanc. I would play a Nani. I would play a Rengar. But I don't play Shaco for that, because there are better champions for that. If I play Shaco, it's because you can play with enemy mines. You can see, you can fear, you can feel the fear on enemy mines. You can just frustrate enemies, even when your strength is not that strong. Frustrating enemies and outplaying them, it's that much satisfying that regardless of all the nerfs that Shaco had over the seasons, I still play him. And that's the only main reason, that it's designed to be a mine champion, and that's not like that anymore. Emphasizes on Shaco's down kit and where he decides to funnel his power through ADWP rather than the items or runes he synergizes with. Okay, stronger late game, yeah. Weaker mid or late game. I completely agree. I want fast games. I like to play. I know. I don't. Saying this will mean that Shaco's late game is going to be shit, and I don't give a shit. I don't care. I want to play Shaco so people don't understand what struck him. I want people to say, okay, why did I lose in 15 minutes? What the fuck just happened? I couldn't do anything. That's what I want to do. That's what I used to do as Shaco. That's the feeling I used to have as Shaco, and that's what I like from him. The fact that you can act and people can't react in time. That feeling, it's amazing. The fact that you go one step ahead than your enemies, predicting what enemy is going to do, and just being one step ahead of him and just tricking him and laughing when he frustrates, because that's the core of Shaco. Having fun of the frustration, I mean the evilness of Shaco, that thing that makes Shaco evil. It's not that he kills people, it's the fact that he enjoys people seeing frustrated. And I can't share that too. And that's kind of an essence that I think that Shaco doesn't have anymore. So let's keep on. Flexible build options, but I think it's pretty good. And Shaco should have a lot of counterplay. Well, not a lot. She could have counterplay, but then not really to push this. Based on anticipating and outsmarting him, predicting where he'll go, where he places his boxes, blah blah blah. Completely agree. Suggested changes. Here's when the thing goes funny. A lot of players have asked for a full revert to Shaco's Assassin Update changes, as they feel like the other interaction of his abilities will be better to work with. Yeah, I can agree. It's not, I won't join the madness of we want all Shaco back. Not really, but yeah, I prefer the old Shaco dude. Several players have proposed to change backstab to work in summoning with his W and his E, as the synergy felt natural in his old gameplay. That's something that I completely missed from the old Shaco. That feeling when enemy was low HP and he flashed away and you saw him running away when his back turned into you, and you just grab the knife and finish him off. That feeling of I am finishing you because you're afraid of me, and since you're afraid of me, you show me your back, and that's why I kill you. I kill you because I fuck your mind and you're doing what I want you to do. If you face me, if you damn face me, I couldn't kill you. But since you're afraid of me and I destroyed your mind, you're giving to me your back, and I can kill you because of that. That feeling, that's what made me love Shaco. The fact that people could kill you if they wanted. People could survive if they wanted, but they are too scared to know this. That feeling on Shaco, that was that strong that I would love that to come back to his E. Yeah, definitely. That's something I want to give it back. Quite few players. Oh, sorry. Many players would like to see an increase to his early Q acceleration and are prepared to trade off damage for his innate and Q in exchange for this. Yeah, I wouldn't mind taking off. I mean, I don't level up Q for damage. I don't want damage. I don't damn want damage. I want to fuck enemy mines. And when they I think this is the thing that removed that all this mentally thing that Shaco had early game was because he could jump from very far away and just appear near to you. Now that the stealth duration is that short, it's almost impossible to do mind games early game. And if you can't destroy the enemy mines early game, it's way more difficult to destroy them later. So yeah, I can't agree to that. I wouldn't care having all the damage and Q removed. I wouldn't care. I don't want the damage. Take it out. I don't want damage. I want my skill direction back so I can again fuck the mind of my enemies. Several players would like to see his box stacking return in some form, as it was a big part of AB Shaco playstyle, particularly since the king of gameplay was encouraged on Maokai later on. Yeah, I don't actually mind that much of stacking boxes. I know that it can be frustrating, but there are two things that bother me if we talk about boxes. The first one is that the fear changes destroy the ability. I mean, a few years ago, the fear direction you were running to was random, and nowadays you run away from the thing that fears you, which makes sense. The problem with this is that the attack damage of box is that low that once you get feared by the box, you start fleeing and the box stop attacking. The box damage stop attacking because you're out of the range and you didn't move. It was the proper fear of the damn box that put you out of his own range. That's just stupid. So it should be a lock, it should be a random fear, I don't know, but that's just badly done. And the other thing I don't like from the boxes is that it's super buggy. Like, they don't want boxes to be stacked, but then you find that if you put this box like 1 millimeter too close to the other, this box jumps to 3 meters away and fucks your first clear. That's just weird. Quite a few players would like the 2-ship poison active deal either magic or adaptive damage to help out PP Shaco a bit more. That's fine. A few players have also asked to remove the execute component of E and instead give it consistent and higher baseline damage. The problem of E is that even with the execute component, it doesn't deal any damage at all. That's a fact. It doesn't deal damage. It doesn't matter. I mean, we have to max it first, not because we want a lot of damage on it. We don't max E because we want a lot of damage. We max E because we want some damage. It's an ability that at level 5 deals the same damage that other abilities at level 2. That's a big problem. And since Shaco lacks damage, we max that. This ability have to be tweaked. I don't know if to make it a skill shot, I don't know, but we need damage on that. Many players have asked to look into the banish of his ult to make it more consistent, as there may be some underlying bugs that need fixing. I can agree to that. A few players have also asked to look into the clone AE to make it more responsive to the player commands. Okay, I would like the clone to follow enemies once you die, like T-Verse does. Like, you die, if clone was hitting someone, the clone should be hitting. Whatever, that's just a random bug. And many players have asked to remove the boxes dropped by Hallucinate Clone and instead buff the magic damage of his explosion in order to put emphasis on him successfully triggering with his opponent. That's what we were talking on the stream today. The thing is that we Shaco players don't actually use the ultimate for its damage or hit exploding damage. We use ultimate to dodge abilities, we use our ultimate to destroy turrets and for his autos and to trick enemies and to fake and to do plays to scare. We don't give a shit about that explosion in the end because it almost never hits someone. Yeah, it's so fancy when it explodes and kills someone with 2 HP. Okay, but how often this happens? Never. We don't give a shit about that explosion damage. It fucking sucks. If we have this ultimate, it's for his mind games. So if Riot really wants the explosion damage to be something reliable, they should make, you have 2 choices. Make it AD scaling and it's increasing its damage so it kind of goes reliable, or just remove the damn damage and give something instead. A good idea would be, for example, if you manage to trick someone with your clone and an enemy focus a clone, and kills the clone, instead of making him explode, I don't know, make the clone start laughing and make a big fear. Give us CC. We don't want the damage. Take out the fucking damage. Give us an asteroid on the real Shaco to pay off that we tricked the enemy with it. You know, it's we Shaco players, we don't want to be overpowered. We don't want to melt people. Well, of course it's fun to do it, but we don't want that. What we want to do is to destroy the damn enemy mines. And we want tools for that. We want to have fun with a champion that was designed to provide fun. Even if the win rate goes slightly down. We don't give a shit about that explosion damage. We want people getting mad at us while we lost. Give us a fear, give us another free jump. Like if enemies killed the clone, you get a free cooldown. Your Q gets a free cooldown. I don't know, something that manages us to trick enemy mines a little bit more and not that much the damage thing. Okay, and I think that's pretty much of the whole batch. I actually like this MEGATHREAD. I mean, actually, sorry if you don't. I think many things I hear kind of boring. I actually like this. I mean, I think it's a good perspective. It's a good place to start talking about Shaco, because the main problem is that people started whining about Shaco, and Riot fixed it badly. I mean, no offense, Riot, but you just attacked the thing that you didn't have to attack. You attacked Q's duration, you then remove the damage on Q, you then just change the backstab. So many weird things that weren't necessary. Yes, we all want damage. Crimson, you want damage. We all want damage. But the problem now is that people that fight Shaco it's frustrated because of the damage. And people that play Shaco, it's frustrated because of everything else. So everything around Shaco, it's frustrating. Nobody's happy, and we need to tweak this. So as an overall, my personal thought of this: Shaco has evolved, and League has evolved a lot, and Shaco hasn't evolved well with it. It needs an adapt. It needs something to adapt to the new era, the new times of Summoner's Rift. Something more tricky, something more mind-destroying. If you want assassins to be Rengar, to be Kha'Zix, okay, keep the damage. We want some damage too, but we don't care if we don't one-shot as strong as they do. Because that's not our function. Our function, at least the function I think I have to provide as Shaco, is to completely destroy the enemy mine and control the game. Even I want enemies to be afraid of leaving the freaking base because I may be around. That's what I want, and not because of the damage. They want that because if they attack a clone, it may be not the real one, and when they run away, they meet a box, and then I want that feeling. So Riot, please, in a positive way, in a positive insight of someone that has been maining Shaco for so many damn years. We don't care about damage. Don't send it to the floor. But if you have to remove damage on ultimate, if you have to remove damage on Q, do it. But make Shaco fun to play. Give it counterplay. I don't give a shit. But we lack tools to actually have fun. So that's pretty much the analysis I have. I think a lot of people were asking for this. I mean, sorry for this shit, because that shadow that was the last. So a lot of people were asking about this and what I thought about Shaco and what should be done with Shaco. If this thread, I thought the same that these people is talking here. It actually had I mean, people is actually answering a lot in this thread. Like, it actually has pretty interesting following up. So I really hope that Riot gives a look at this, so we can see where Shaco is actually advancing. At the moment, Shaco hasn't changed yet. So with the current state of Shaco is supposed to be a mid-late game champion that can put pressure early on, but he better not duel unless he's sure. This is a weird thing. So at the moment, I'm going to make a guide about how to play Shaco now. I may upload this part of the stream to YouTube so people knows what I think about it. A part of that, I will try to upload a game or upload a video trying how to play Shaco now and how should it be built before. Well, you understand it, whatever. And that's pretty much it. I just forgot how to talk. Give me your insights about what you think about Shaco. If you have any question, if you have any idea of what should be played, or what changes you think would be good, just feel free to ask. Send him the love. Goodbye, guys. You're so fucking sexy. Bye.